In today's video, we're going to be looking at 3 different line marking tapes and establishing just how good they are for your warehouse environment. First tape we're looking at is the Mighty Line tape, which is available from Meon. This one in particular costs $149.83 plus the postage and packaging. The second tape we're going to be looking at is the Big Line tape, which is actually sold by us here at linemark.com. It is £55, including the postage and packaging. And the last tape we're going to be using today is the Pack Plan tape, available from hubpackaging.co.uk. It costs £42.50 plus the postage and packaging. Our first of 4 tests that we're going to be doing on these taped lines, we're going to be using a pallet going side entry onto the tape itself and seeing whether or not it destroys the line. So the results from the very first test are the Mighty Line being in number 1 position, followed by the Big Line, followed by the Pack Plan. The Mighty Line is a thicker tape at about 1.3mm, and it did hold up just a little bit better than the Big Line and quite a lot better than the Pack Plan. So the second test we decided to do was a sharp impact. For this one, we used a shovel, and both the Mighty Line and the Big Line sustained quite substantial damage to the side, and in both cases the lines lifted up, exposing the adhesive backing underneath. We think both lines really were destroyed in this test. The Pack Plan, being only 400 microns, wasn't really impacted from that sharp impact. So for our third of 4 tests, we decided to do a slip test. Now, this wasn't scientific by any means. We simply wet the ground and then honestly reported on how slippy we felt the lines were. So starting from worst to best, in last place was the Mighty Line tape by Meon. Now, we were surprised because actually it's a very thick and durable tape. It performed really, really well in the impact test, but once it was wet, we honestly felt it was very, very slippy. In second place was the Pack Plan tape. Now, this one actually surprised us because we all thought that would be the slippiest when wet, but it scored second place for us on this test. And in first place was the Big Line tape. This performed really, really well. It is a lot thicker than the Pack Plan, but about 1 mil thicker than the Mighty Line tape. But when it came down to that slip resistance, it really did outperform all of the others. For our 4th and final test, we carried out an emergency stop using a forklift on top of each of these lines. Now, this is something that may well actually happen in your warehouse, and what we're looking to establish is just how well the tapes will hold up, or whether or not they'll actually become delaminated from the ground and will be completely destroyed. Now, in first place we found was the Big Line tape by linemark.com. This held up really well to this test. In second place, and following very closely behind, was the Mighty Line tape by Meon. Again, this tape held up really, really well in this scenario. However, in third and final place was the Pack Plan tape. This really didn't hold up very well under an emergency stop scenario, and probably isn't the tape you'd want to use for a busy warehouse environment. Now, each of these tapes is available online, and we'll put a link below so that you can find each supplier. We hope you've enjoyed the video, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.